Excuse me. Another session. I just want to make sure it's recorded. Yeah, it is. Right, after a successful stream last time out, very enthusiastic for this one. Excuse me. Let's get into it. What I'm going to do though, I'm just going to put my phone there. My old phone, not my new one that I record from. I'm just going to grab a book. Just plop it there so it's something to rest on. Let's go. I don't think I've done a full drawing with a pen this thin before, so I just wanted to try it out. See where we go. See how that works out. I don't know why I'm already regretting drawing with this pen. Not because it's not good, or because it doesn't feel nice or anything, but I've got a feeling the way that I'm drawing this picture, it's going to take me absolutely flipping ages. Today's drink of choice is Bang! Energy drink. Yeah, look at that. I'm not sponsored by Bang, but if you want to give us a ring, I don't want to tilt it too much because, you know, spill it everywhere. One of the reasons I thought about doing the drawing like this is because I want to work on my dot and dash skills, if you like. Just work on neatening them up. what have I missed? Not much. That's what you've missed so far. Yeah, I thought about drawing this way a bit earlier. I keep cluttering up my own desk. It's my own fault. I've got 2 pairs of shades on my desk. Why? That's not where they live. Yeah, I wanted to work on sort of more intricate line work, like dots and dashes, that I want to put in other drawings. So it's just creating a sort of random picture that has a lot of them in. The dashes in particular, like I think I need to straighten them up a bit. But superb work earlier, Coob. Really like it. Your colour choices are really good. And you can tell like you've just kept it simple to begin with, and you can see that you're expanding it out, and it just works really nice. That's what I'd say to anyone, is just play about and experiment, and like never be afraid to show it off. Like if some people say it's shit, then what are you going to do? That was my biggest problem for a long time, like just not having any confidence to put any work out. And you've just got to think to yourself, you know what, it doesn't matter if somebody thinks it's crap. It's like, what, nothing you can do about it. But yours most certainly is not. Just made an absolute balls of that. That's exactly why I need to work on my line work. I attempted to straighten it out and I made a mess of it, but what are you going to do? My kids have been quiet ever since they've got back home. Not had a peep out of them. As soon as I put my camera on, they just rah, rah, rah. So shut up, you brats. Yeah, barely got any sleep, and I've been. Yeah, I know that feeling. Like, you know, when you go at it, when you're just in the mood and you just want to keep going and going and going, and then by the end of it you're knackered. I know what you mean. But you've got your rewards out of it, so you've earned your rest. One thing I'll say about the colours, I think I did it in a stream. What I'm finding to be useful is on Clip Studio Paint, the software that I use. I'm quite lucky. There's like a palette mode, so there's like loads of colours and then loads of sort of lighter, darker versions of those colours. What I'll tend to do is I'll pick a row, because they've got a row of colours that I like within the same group, like a row of purples, and I'll use them for the main colour, and then I'll use sort of lighter, slight offshoots of them for, excuse me, the sort of shadows or the bevels, and then I'll try and find a colour, another row of colours that are similar but maybe a bit brighter, and then use offshoots of those for extra highlights and things like that. That seems to be working. I think when I've nailed that a bit harder, I'm going to whip out the old colour wheel and start looking at the old contrast and the contrasting colours. Is it the opposites? Whatever's opposite on the colour wheel, they're the ones that go together, and you can do it in like, I think there's like if you break it up into thirds as well and you rotate the thirds, it will give you like the 3 sort of best colour options. I forget exactly how it works. clean. That's why I need to work on the dark side. That didn't work, so I'm just going to cover that up a bit. Still need to be braver with sort of darkening in certain sections. Create your own palettes, yeah. Yeah, that's all it takes, man. Like you found something that helps you to understand the colour better. I think that's one of the great things about pixel art. It like, you know, on a normal colour wheel, like on a, like whether it be Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint, and it's usually a square or the circle or the triangle, whatever, but it's all kind of mixed together. So it's almost like an infinite palette, and you don't really know where to start. Pixel art kind of forces you to narrow it down, and I'm somebody who needs help that way. I need to be forced to just scale it down a bit and just look at a handful of colours as opposed to having an unlimited palette put in front of me. And then you get used to it. And I remember learning values. I got better at that when I was doing my like poster art, because I draw them in black and white first. But I'd split the painting up, because before, again, it was too much of a challenge. Like, I'm just looking at a picture of a person, or like the John Wick one that I've got, or the Simon Phoenix one, and it'd be too much. I'm like, I can't figure out how to break this down, so I'd black and white the picture and I'd just focus on the values, and then that was basically the base of the picture, and then I could go back and just put a colour overlay on top of it and just focus only on the colours instead of doing it all at once. So little things like that help me. So I'm a lot better now at understanding values. I'm not necessarily great at it, but I'm a lot better than what I was. I think pixel art, you can afford to be a bit more, I don't know, is free the best way to describe it? I don't think you need to be that, unless you're going for a bit more of a realistic effect, like if you're drawing people maybe. But if you're just drawing kind of weird sort of spaceshipy city looking things like we are, I think you can be a bit more free and a bit more random, so it doesn't really matter. You just try things out on your own terms, kind of thing. In Aspirate you can select palettes from game systems like it. Nice. I have there is a website I have found. I might still have it up on my computer actually. Don't need that. Oh, I think of what it say, but I think you just Google pixel palette, and there's a website, and it just gives you loads of people have put on their personal palettes that they like to work with, so you can work off that. Like, I think one of them is a Game Boy one as well. But yeah, that's wicked that Aspirate have got it kind of included in the software. That makes life a lot easier. It's not that much. I don't know, but I might get it. I'm assuming that's what you did. I forget to ask. Is that what you did your drawings in? It was Aspirate, yeah? Just gonna move this over a bit. Use that sprite for the latest ones. The first Pixel Studio. Okay. No, it's fine, man. No, I'm good. Today's more of an admin day. Got bits to do in the morning, then do the big shop with the missus. So I'm not really able to get started until now. I decided to have my dinner, my food, as soon as I got in after the kids came home, so I could get cracking. Because the fact that I'm doing this a little bit earlier than normal means I'm going to go back and work on some of the bits and pieces. I was thinking about it in the car earlier, thinking, God, I've got so many things I need to do. So I've still got the how to draw tutorial thing. Like I know exactly how to write the tutorials. Like I've written them on paper, but I don't know how to put them in film. Like I don't know what to say when so I'd record it. Like if I draw the steps individually and then I don't think I could talk whilst I'm doing it live. I think I'd have to film myself recording it and then commentate over it. I think that's the best way to do that. I've still got, the pixel art stuff that I want to keep going with. Yeah, there's just loads of other projects that I need to sort of, really crack on with more graffiti stuff. Yeah, there's just a lot I need to get going with. How are you anyway? You all good? Had a productive day. Do you believe in murder? Apart from the city, I'm in a great mood. Excellent, that's what you want to hear, innit? About the weekend, big social gathering at my grandma's, celebrating my mum and stepdad's 20th anniversary. No, it should be fun. Just try and enjoy it. Should be fun. I'm in a similar position. I've got it's a friend's son's 18th birthday, and they're having a joint do with her auntie. So they're having a get together at a pub not too far from here. Big social gathering. I'm not amazing at them with a lot of people I don't know. I know some people, but not loads. So like I get a bit down about it because I'm like, I just can't be arsed with it. But then I just think, well, you're there for someone else, so just try and enjoy it. You'll be fine, man. You'll be fine. I also have the old social anxiety thing. I even get it with my own best friends who I've known for 20 odd years. Like whenever we end up going out somewhere, I still feel like I'm really nervous about going out. It's a horrible thing, but then I just kind of think, no, you'll be fine. It's just people. What's the worst that could happen? I just think I've got my fair share of issues, and being around people always seems to make things worse. Oh, there you go. Makes a surprise nice one. Yeah, I'm the same. I felt like I moved schools 9 times when I was a kid. So that, by the end, that got difficult, and that has lent itself to some things as an adult, which is strange because as an adult, like I've like found like, you know, some of the greatest people on earth as my best friends now, but sort of hangover of the anxiety is kind of still knocking about. Oh. Oh, thank you. I can't imagine moving like that. Yeah, no, you get used to it. Like I said, towards the end it got a bit hard, but sort of when I was younger, when I was 10, it was actually pretty easy because my parents were in the RAF, so every time we'd move to like a new RAF base, and most of your friends who were at the previous school were in exactly the same situation. Almost everybody was. So whenever you'd move, you'd just bump into your mates again. So like when I was younger, it was easy, but when I got to like high school, secondary school, it got a bit difficult then. But it's all good. I was lucky enough to go to college, and then, you know, things improved vastly. Like all the people that were in my chat the other day, my IRL mates, they're all the guys who I met in college, who I've known for like 20 years. Yeah, no problem, man. I'll still be here. Found what I should do. Do not disturb. Don't want to get another phone call like I did the other day. I don't know why Streamlabs does that. It just, even though I zoom in, it just zooms out. It's really annoying. Oh, my head. Come on, sit up properly. Ow. God, I never get myself comfy. Should be back now, yep. I can see you. I can see you. So I've got 1 week before my work gets here, 1 whole week. And I can start doing these on high quality paper. Get them framed. Still need to think about a website. I know Etsy's like the go-to. I've heard mixed things about Etsy though. And I just hate the idea of an outside influence dictating what's acceptable on your page. Like if somebody, it might change now, but like if somebody has a crack at your page, like if, I don't know, you've sold somebody something and they've just decided there's a problem when there isn't one. And then the staff at Etsy can just say, well, that's a warning for you, or that's grounds for your page to get, I just know. shut up. I can't be doing with that nonsense. This over here. Excuse me. That looks so good. Thank you very much. I was fumbling about at the start, not really sure where to go, but I found a little bit of a rhythm and where I want to take this. Well, I don't even really know where I want to take it, but I kind of know what sort of lines and patterns I want to work around, I suppose, is maybe a better way to put it. Again though, I still think I need to be a bit braver with sort of darker spaces. Remember, I've got a Kit Kat in the fridge. Melted. So hopefully I've made it edible again. Oh, focus. I think that's out of focus, isn't it? I don't know how to focus that in. Is it not focusing on the pen? Sorry, I just had to have a little snack break there. No, it's focusing on the top, isn't it? That's what it looks like to me anyway. I could be off, could be wrong. It's weird, it's like this, the more I seem to sort of advertise that I'm going on live, the less people that come in. But if I just do it blindly and just randomly do it, more people seem to pop in. Not that I'm not grateful for you being here, Coop. Of course I am. Always nice when you're here. I don't think it looks too out of focus. Yeah, it's probably just me, to be honest. I feel like I can never get it right with the old camera. I mean, one day hopefully I'll be able to afford a proper beastie camera. Get really detailed in. Diddle-doo-doo-doo. I'd say it's really nice to have a fair... No, absolutely, man. It's always good. You hear a lot about... I mean, thankfully I haven't bumped into any of them yet. But people who kind of quite selfish with their art, like they try and bill every minute of their time, like even things like asking for advice, and it's like, I'm happy to chat to anyone about my art. I'm always interested in just discovering new art and new artists and seeing stuff that I think's cool. Because the thing is, you always get ideas from places you don't expect as well, and it's just like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? The thing is, I find it hard to criticise people and their artwork as well, because I'm like, well, I just think that's the nature of the gig. Like, you're gonna mess your work up a few times. Like, if you're not happy with it, there's gonna be bits that you like about it, bits that you don't. It's just about figuring out which bits that you want, that you don't want. What bits can you learn from? All that kind of stuff. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the whole. I've seen a few of these online as well. I mean, I get it because I think that's what makes the views pop, but you know, these kind of videos that say things like, artists, do this, stop doing this. I'm like, what is art? There's no real sort of correct way to do it. Like, you find your way to do it, and you know, you kind of go from there. There are certainly sort of techniques and sort of methods that are obviously going to make, that are going to improve. I mean, I'm not talking about really basic stuff like perspective, but I remember learning about, when I was drawing anatomy, and there was the Loomis method. Was it the Loomis method? I want to say Loomis. I could be wrong. Where it was proportioning the head and face through circles, and I saw how it worked. I thought that was really clever, but I thought I couldn't. It looks too messy for me to work like that, or to prep your proportions that way. But it's when stuff like that is made as, this just one way you can learn how to draw something, but it's when it's like, you need to do this now because this will improve your drawing and this will do. It's like, well, not necessarily. That's what drew me towards Peter Draw's channel so much, is because he just looked like a guy who just drew what he wanted. I'm going to draw these lines here, and I'm going to draw that line there, and I'm going to colour this bit in here and use maybe a splash of colour here. I'm going to draw stuff this way. I just love that freedom, and it's like, that's exactly what I want to do. Just draw with a freedom and go, do you know what, I'm going to try this, I'm going to put this here. If this works, then I'll keep doing this. If that doesn't work, try something else. But I'd always say, just keep messing about, keep playing, keep figuring out what's best for you, decide what you like. I'd say the most important thing, I would say, in my opinion, is figure out what you like. What do you like to draw? What shapes and patterns do you find interesting? What do you like? That's what I'd say. Right, just give me 1 minute. Oh, someone else is in. Hello to whoever is in. Sorry. What have you said there, Coop? Some artists once said that if you find what we're looking for in our art, there's no reason to keep doing it, so we can always improve. The Loomis method seems a bit too rigid for me. I use part of it sometimes. I think I might be getting that wrong. I think the Loomis one was the one that I liked. Because I preferred the sort of rigidity of it and the sort of simple shapes of it. I just couldn't do anatomy at the end of the day. Like I know the basics of heads and faces and things like that, but I could never make faces look unique. They always ended up just looking the same. Like I looked at comic book artists who were doing it, and I just thought I can't do that. The amount of time I'd need to really improve that area of my art would just take far too long. What's the other one? It's not the Loomis one. It's the one with all the circles on it. Oh, I can never remember what that's called. The Loomis one is the sort of sections one, isn't it, with the 6? Where you break it up and it's in the lines are at the third, so one of them's at the brow, and then the other one's at the bottom of the nose, and then is it thirds again? It's been that long since I've done it, I can't remember exactly. Like when it was front facing, I could manage that. But anytime like you had to do it at an angle, like facing up or down, I just struggled so badly with it. I quite like that though. What was it that you just said there? If we find what we're looking for in our art, there's no reason to keep doing it. I can see where he's coming from. I'm not sure I entirely agree, but I think I know what he's trying to say. Like, is it like saying if you think you've completed it in air quotes? You know, and art's one of those things. It's impossible to. You never complete art. It's something, you know, that you just forever keep learning and developing and getting better at. I think a big thing for me was finding what style I liked and what I wanted to do, because I'd find loads of styles that I liked. Again, using Peter Draws as the example. But that wasn't my style. That wasn't me. And when I tried to draw it or replicate it, it looked garbage. So what I did was I just kind of used bits and pieces from that to draw what I wanted, and it was when I started scrapbooking. And I just thought, just play. There's no lesson, there's no structure, it's just draw whatever you want. And that's where I kind of discovered what I like to draw and what my influences are, and I just kind of went back to what I liked. I think that's what my style boils down to. I just like messing about. I like symmetry and uniformity, and well, I suppose not symmetry and uniformity, but I just like expanding out lines and shapes and just making them into something interesting. can't quite remember the quote. For me, your style and Dirt TJ are both my favourite styles. Well, thank you. I'm sure you've mentioned Dirt TJ to me before. I think I do follow. Yeah, because you pointed me in his direction, and then it turned out I was already following him, I think. Just check. Yeah. I was following Dirt for... Because when you first met, I thought, oh, the name doesn't ring a bell, and then when I looked, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember now. But yeah, he's quality. There's a few, like Does, Dime, DRMLZ, Kesty. What was the other one? I'll check now. Mr. Stack, Modia, Media, Lick, Knock, Canon, Can One, Dupe, Drick. Drick is amazing. There's just loads. But I do really want my work to translate into graffiti more, because I absolutely love graffiti and I love letter manipulation. I'm just not massively confident with it at the minute. Like, I need to spend more hours in my scrapbook for that one. I like graffiti as well. I like the challenge of it. Like, it's a lot more challenging than sort of this, because this is just, it's me messing about and me being a lot freer. But graffiti, you've actually got to make your letters readable. And there's a really sort of difficult skill in achieving that, like finding the letters within the piece. Like, a lot of the time it will look really random and you think, what does that say? Does it even say anything? But then when you kind of learn how to read it and where everything is, then you think, oh, it's really good how they've done that. Like, there was that piece that I've done, that blue one. It's one of my favourite pieces, but it's not a great graffiti piece because the M is not readable, and the sort of second half of the A and the first half of the R are a bit messy. But I think the idea of it, you know, there's something there that I really like about it. Drick the Villain is his name on Instagram. Where is he? It's DRIK. Like, his graffiti work's exceptional. Like, it's like chrome, almost like 80s synth style. It's madness. It's so good. Yes, Drick_the_villain. Like, if you go and check him out, it's, oh, mwah, chef's kiss. Like, again, it's incredible, and that's like, it's very much him. Like, lay your eyes on his work for like 1 second, immediately you know it's his, and I love it. But it's like, I could never do that, and I would never do that because it's not me. But you can still draw inspiration from it, like little bits and pieces. You think, oh, I like what he's done there. Could I incorporate something similar in my work? There's loads of different artists for like loads of different reasons. That just loads of different elements that you think, oh, they're wicked. Like there's Kesty, I believe it is. Is it Kesty? Kesty Warner? And their style is what you would call, well, I don't know what you call it, but it's almost like, I don't want to use the word generic because it isn't, but it's like if you used to say the word graffiti, it's almost like, I don't know, it's like the most graffiti way to do, like you see it and you think, yeah, immediately that's graffiti, but it's so clean and so neat and it's just wicked. It's so nice. Yeah, it's incredible. Was it Kesty? Is that the one? Yeah, if you look up Kesty as well, like he does individual letters, and it's like the colours as well. Like it's just loads and loads of different elements that you think, oh, I love that about your work. And one of the best I've ever seen is Does, though. Digital Does. He's, oh my word. I'm going to look at getting his book for my birthday. My birthday's coming up in 2 weeks. And I'll no doubt just be getting some money. So I'm going to look at getting his book. I think it's about £40. But yeah, there's a book, some more marker pens that I want to look at getting. Those Stabilo ones. Does is great. Yeah, he's got class, isn't he? I'd say someone who you would like, DRMLZ, all caps. He's probably my biggest influence at the minute, I would say. One of them, at least. Whoops. I think his Twitter handle's _DRMLZ. And if you scroll, like his more recent stuff, like his more recent stuff's amazing still. But if you sort of scroll down on his one, you kind of start to get into the weeds of what I'm talking about. There's a blue one that it does like it looks like really basic shapes, but his tag is in there. But it just looks so good. Like minimal amount of colours, like they're not complex, but he just makes it pop through like the background and the details. And I think that's what I ultimately am looking to do, is try and keep it simple. Like if there are certain things I can't do, don't try and waste time doing them, but just find a way to make the more simple stuff pop. Again, I think that's why I'm suited to pixel art, because you're forced to keep it simple. And then you've got to sort of solve problems with like minimal amount of colour and shapes and things like that. Man, love that. Yeah, so good in it. Oh, I'm just accidentally pressed on OBS. Yeah, DRMLZ, just so good. There's another one that I think you like. Is it Canwan? Canwan? Yeah. So I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's Kanone. So like I don't know if it's Canone or Canwan or I'm assuming Canone. He's another one who's again, it's just really simple, but it just looks so good. And I think that's what I'm kind of drawn towards at the minute, like really simplistic looking shapes that are just, popping off. They look really, really good. Yeah, you follow him. His latest one. Let's have a look. Did I see his latest one? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did. So clean. Like if you just study it, like it's really simple shapes, but it's when you sort of understand like graffiti language and lettering and your basic values and stuff, you can just put it all together to make something real. Like there's one here. It's just I think it's just the letter A. It's just a white kind of. I suppose it would be like a white shape, but the 3D effect going sort of into a 1 point perspective with the sort of turquoise, it just looks amazing. It looks so good. And that's what I've got to practice with in my work. Yeah, like I predicted. Because I've picked such a thin nib. It's a bit more intricate than normal, so it's taking quite a while. It's fine though, I'm having fun. So we've got a couple more people in. How do? Hope you're good. If it's your first time, welcome. If you're returning, welcome also. I'm not going to say one is more welcome than the other. Welcome equally. Thank you for coming in and having a little watch. It's taken me what an hour and a half to get this far. Yeah, I knew the selection of nib would make it take a bit longer. It's fine. Excuse me. I've enjoyed drawing it and having a good old chinwag with Coob about art and all that kind of stuff. I could chat about art all day. I wanted to do a video about like art and what is art, different styles, but I'm not the most interesting of speakers on camera. Like, I've not been going that long on YouTube, so I'm a bit monotone. I don't speak that well on camera. Like, I can't multitask. Like if I'm focusing on drawing something, I can't talk at the same time. I'm rubbish. But I don't know, if I could learn how to be a bit more entertaining on camera, a bit more interesting, maybe I could do it. The reason I thought about doing a video is that someone left a comment on a graffiti piece I did, and they said it's not graffiti. I think I've mentioned this on other videos, but I just thought it was an interesting thing to say. Well, I don't think the person was meaning to be offensive. I'm almost positive they weren't all having a go. But I just found that comment interesting. I thought, it's not graffiti. So it just made me think, well, what does qualify as something being graffiti? And there was another post someone else made, and it got removed because it wasn't. The admins basically said this is not graffiti, and what they'd done is they'd sort of written down their name. I think it was their name, and the letters were like arrangements of pipes, like drain pipes. So like you know, it's like when you take an object, like you take, I don't know, if you were to take like a couple of pens like this and do that, and then you make an A. He'd kind of done that, but with pipes. But it actually got removed by the admins because it wasn't quote unquote graffiti. And I thought, well, I'm pretty sure I've seen artists do that, where they've taken things like everyday objects and made words and letters out of them. Like, as in, I've seen graffiti artists do that. I've got like a few graffiti books. I'm almost positive at least one of them in there has done that. So I thought that was a bit harsh, because I thought, well, do you know what I mean? I mean, I know I could quickly Google what graffiti means and stuff, but I just thought that was an interesting little thing to explore. I don't find you boring. It's a chill stream. Oh, I appreciate that. Stuff like this is fine. I can talk shit all day, and it's fine. But like, if I wanted to do something in more of a, I don't know, education / entertaining fashion, would I be able to do it? I'd like to try, but it's not something I'd be looking at anytime soon, because like I said earlier, there's loads of other stuff that I've got to finish first, that I've got to get through. So I'm just looking back at what I've done with other ones. Will you do a sketchbook tour sometime? Yes. I think what I'm going to do next is that there is a sketchbook tour of sorts on here already, and thank you for the like, by the way, whoever has dropped that. I did my A6 one, so this one. I did the first 20. And I kind of did a run through. I think I'm on 40. How many am I on to with this one? 40. That was the last one I did. But I did the first 20 of that one. I think what I'm going to do next, though, is I'm going to do a scrapbook tour. So my original scrapbook folder, I think I've popped this out a couple of times. Is it this one? No, right. I can't remember where it is. But yeah, so basically it's an entire sketchbook that I've put in one of these. Because what I would do is I'd scribble on it, pull the page out, and then start a new page. And I've got, this is the graffiti one, so this is where a lot of my graffiti stuff is. And I've got another one as well. So I think what I'm going to do is a scrapbook tour of that. I'll probably do that before I do the old what do you call it, how I draw series, because that's like the first insight into how I draw and all that kind of business. So I'll probably do that first, and then I'll pre-record yeah, I'll pre-record the how-to series and then sort of do the voiceover for it. Oh. But yeah, all that kind of good stuff is on its way. It's just time. Like you like, there's so many things I want to do. Like, and I'm excited about doing. But then I think, no, just calm it down. Like, stick to your the sort of main guts of your work, which is obviously a couple of sketchbooks that you've got. And your Monday stream when you can get that done. And then all the stuff in between, that's when you can plan out. All the time in between, that's when you can plan out all your other stuff. But I think before I can do a sketchbook tour properly, I've actually got to fill the flipping thing. There's a lot of pages to fill as well. In the time-lapse sketchbooks that I've got, there is a lot to fill. There's like over 100 pages and I'm on, what, 35? That was the most recent one. And obviously the Arteza series as well. I really like that Arteza series. It's just like I said, the last couple of Fridays have been a bit busy. Like, it's mainly to do with school. Like, there was like events on at school and stuff, or was it the other day, the Friday before that, the Mrs. Carr battery got knackered, so then that has a knock-on effect to other things that you want to do that you can't. Looking forward to all of it, man. Yeah, it's just like I say, it'll all eventually get there. It's just obviously you just need the time to get it done. Like the scrapbook tour thing, I could probably do quite soon, actually. In fact, I might even do that. There's like a preview to the How I Draw series. And what I'd like to do with the How I Draw series is do like a 60-second breakdown version of it for TikTok. I think that could be fun. Yeah, I think I'll just use dots and dashes for detail. I think I tried to make them a more broader part of the drawing, but I couldn't make it work. But as details, they work quite nicely, so. This is another one of those drawings where at the start, I wasn't massively feeling it. I thought, I'm not sure about this, but that's why this is possibly my favourite series to do at the minute. Because of the exploration part of it, like I can just, if there's a bit that I'm not happy with, or if I've started out and it's not that great, then you know, I can always find a way to make it work, and I think that's what's happened here. I've managed to find a way to make it work. In fact, what I'll do is I'll probably apply this kind of detailing to the pixel art stuff, because I haven't found a way to detail that work yet. I didn't quite know what to do with it. A part of me thought, should I just leave it as a block, like the colours? But I'm not sure that worked, because again it just looks flat on my pieces. Like, but I don't know, I think if I kind of do this type of detailing, then maybe I can get something from it. We shall see. That's what I'm going to go and work on after this, so guess I'll find out, won't I? I'm going to have to hop off this one too. Oh, thank you very much, Coob. I appreciate it. Yeah, it turned out all right, actually. I wasn't sure at first, but it's done all right. Inverted crosswalks in big city. Yeah, I do like putting sort of lines and dots in between stuff. It just makes the detail look more interesting. But always appreciate you coming in, Coob, and always nice to chat, especially about art and stuff. I could chat about art all day. But no, keep going with your pixel art, man. It looks wicked. It looks really, really good. And I'll keep an eye out for it as well. And putting your own music on the back, just in the background, just tops it off because your music's class as well. So yeah, keep it up, man. It's really, really good. I'll hopefully have my pixel art stuff out soon as well. Well, but I say stuff. The first couple of pieces as a little tester just to see how it looks. But again, I appreciate you coming in. This one's nearly done as well. I don't think there's much more I can do with this. Do I want to do something in the background? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. Thanks again, bud. See ya. Take care, man. Have a good one. Do I want to do something? Let's just have a look, because I quite liked, this one. Might do something similar here with the sort of darker areas. Just to make it pop off a bit more. I don't think there's much more I can do to this. And there we go. Another one in the bag. Yeah, it turned out quite nice. It's given me some ideas on how to work with my pixel art pieces. Because I didn't know quite how to detail it, but messing about with a thinner pen has kind of helped me out really. But thank you to everybody who came in. Thank you for the likes dropped. Coob, again, always nice to chat. Had fun with this one. Again, it started off a bit unsure, but it came out quite nice in the end. But yeah, next time I'll be doing one of these is Monday, and then Wednesday. Can I do it this Monday and Wednesday? Yeah, I'm away. Not this Saturday, the Saturday after, and I won't be back again until the following Wednesday. But I'll give more details closer to the time. But in the meantime, that's another one down. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks again.